Hi everyone, welcome to LA Confidential. Set in 1950s LA, it's chaotic, yet cops call it the City of Angels. To uphold their image, they arrested the top gang leader locally, inadvertently poking a dragon and triggering bizarre murders. The film opens on Christmas Day, with impulsive hero Bud buying booze when he spots a beauty in a hat, thinking, today's my lucky day. So he braved up to greet her and left with his drink, unaware this beauty would become his troublemaker. Bud spots a car with an injured woman parked roadside. As a cop, he kindly checks, but a man jumps out, defending a noble secret. The man tells Bud to stay away. Bud, losing his temper, pins him against the car, making a cops and robbers scene. Named Buzz, the man claims he was once a cop, but Bud ignores this, rushing to the woman in the car to check if she's hurt. At this moment, the beauty from before appears, saying things aren't simple to Bud, and the woman in the car nods, prompting Bud to reluctantly let them leave. Subtitle, meanwhile, his partner Fat Guy gets off the car. Noticing Fat Guy's look, Bud asks, do you know each other? Fat Guy replies Buzz is a cop, just an acquaintance. The camera shifts to Jack, a cop who teams up with gossip reporters to hawk scandals for a living. Next is Ed, passing the police exam, thinking, woo-hoo, I did it. To inherit his father's legacy, Ed asks to join the homicide division, but his boss' 3 rapid questions leave him speechless. But Ed doesn't quit, instead, he grows more resolute. Meanwhile, Fat Guy hears the Mexican who injured 2 cops is arrested tonight, sensing a chance to vent. He storms into the holding cell to unleash some rage on the Mexican, and suddenly, the whole precinct feels like it's in party mode. Ed tries to step in, but is carefully pushed into a little dark room by his colleagues. Meanwhile, chaos reigns, and Bud and Jack watch. The precinct descends into utter chaos as Ed is locked in the dark room, while Bud and Jack are too cautious to make a move. To everyone's surprise, this whole mess gets caught on camera by 2 reporters, and the next day it's headline news, totally ruining the precinct's image. To save face, leaders held an emergency meeting to blame the retiring Fat Guy, but first, they need some witnesses. The executives first approach Bud, but he refuses to be the snitch on his partner, hot-headedly declines, and ends up getting suspended. Surprisingly, Ed agreed without hesitation, deeming Fat Guy's actions illegal. Truly great minds think alike. However, the boss deems Ed's support insufficient, then targets Jack, threatening his funds and forcing compliance. In the end, Fat Guy becomes the scapegoat and Ed climbs the ladder, but he faces the cold shoulder from everyone, having to ditch his bro. Especially Bud, as Ed betrayed him, then Smith suddenly appeared, transferring Bud to homicide. Smith says Bud just needs to obey him, intending to exploit Bud's impulsiveness, for Bud is manipulated like a puppy. For a while, Bud follows Smith around, punishing disobedient criminals, practically becoming his servant. But one fateful night, all alone in the precinct, Ed receives a mysterious call about a case. They say a calf called Leaf Cat has had a murder, and Ed is anxious, like ants on a hop. After hanging up, Ed rushes to the scene, only to find a chef lying dead on the floor, thinking, well, this is not good. To make matters worse, the cash register drawer is open, suggesting a robbery gone wrong, and Ed can't help but start investigating. He then spots a trail of blood on the floor, following it straight to the restroom, where he's met with a horror show of bodies sprawled everywhere. Worse still, one body is Bud's partner Fat Guy, leaving Ed shocked and stunned. Bud can't accept this cruel reality, and vows to find Fat Guy's killer, infused with a determination like never before. He turns to Ed Francis, who explains that the initial assessment suggests this was an armed robbery gone wrong. To keep things under wraps, the perp took out everyone in sight. What a real smart plan. But what catches Bud's eye is a female victim. It's the lady he saw earlier with the bandaged nose. Oh, this can't be good. What's more, her boss is also among the casualties. Although Bud and Ed aren't on amicable terms, he didn't share this lead with Ed. Soon, the cops identify 3 suspect black teens who seemingly have ties to the case. They were seen assembling a shotgun before the incident, and bizarrely enough, the gunshots at the scene were just theirs. The chief appoints Ed as the lead investigator to hunt down the culprits, while Bud silently resolves to dig for clues. As he talks to Susan's boss Pierce, suspecting her concealment, but Pierce says he knows nothing. Pierce said Susan had a nose bandage as he wanted girls to get plastic surgery for business. Next, Bud tracks down the mystery woman Lynn, thinking, I'm gonna uncover secrets from you. Lynn says she knows Susan but isn't too familiar, so Bud keeps probing about Pierce, feeling like he's onto something valuable. Yet Lynn adds that while they work for Pierce, he's never mistreated them, and on the surface, it seems all glamorous. Meanwhile, Jack and Ed are on the trail of the three suspects, and after some comparisons, they find a gun in the black guy's place matching the one. However, during questioning, one guy claims they don't even have a shotgun. What's going on here? To make them confess quickly, Ed uses psychological tactics in separate interrogations, and soon a coward slips up. Just then, Bud storms into the interrogation room, unable to bottle up his fury any longer, thinking it's time for some action. Under Bud's pressure, the guys finally spill the girl's address. Upon arriving, Bud finds her tied up. However, Bud realizes the killer is still on the scene, so he cautiously moves forward and takes the guy out with a "Don't forget to like and subscribe, and it'll keep the awesome content coming your way."